Action! Welcome guys to the Sunday Storyteller Club podcast. It is our first edition today. I'm really excited to be here with you. Honestly, this is something I wanted to do for a long time, and I'm finally taking the time to do it, finally taking the courage to do it, and it's super exciting to be here. So this podcast will be a place where story meets strategy. Why is that? Is because within the Sunday Storyteller Club, what we are doing is discussing story and how it impacts our life, our strategies, our businesses, our messaging. And here I want to deconstruct some stories of founders, of creators, of people who are out there. We think they are out there, we're looking at them, but we don't really understand how they went there. So I want to deconstruct the story and see how they position story at the center of their life, at the center of their brand. This is so important for me because in this new era right now, the era we are going through, story is fundamental. For me, it's what matters the most. And every week when we'll be here talking, I want to emphasize that story matters. And if we look, what's happening right now is we went through a crisis of collective consciousness, right? At least is the way I see it. For years, for centuries, we were giving each other information in a pretty easy way, like word of mouth or one book, two books. We had time to adapt. The information came and go, but it was fine. We could discuss it, we could understand it, we could try to think it over. And in the 20th century, we saw a lot of technology emerge. We had radio, we had TV, we had more and more books, obviously, and we had magazine. And the information started to come really, really faster. But still, we had time to adapt. So we just had to change the way we were functioning, the way we were living, the way we were seeing things. And it was okay. Even though it could have been challenging for some, because I was not living there at the time, but we still had time, okay? And this new era we are living here, I think time, our most precious assets, has been taken away from us. Why? It's because now the information comes and goes so quickly that we don't have time to treat it. We don't have time to adapt to what we are receiving. And it's super scary, super scary. And this fear is one of the bases of this new era we're living in. I'm not saying there is no fear in the past, not what I'm saying, and there will be fear in the future, obviously. But today, we are scared because we don't know. We have the internet, which is amazing. We have social media. And now we have AI. And AI is just the beginning. Like, as I'm talking and recording today, we just had the release of VO3 and ChatGPT 5, but what will be 10 years from now? I have no idea. It's going to be crazy amazing. So we are scared. And we don't know how to treat information anymore. So when we go online, when we go out there, what we see is a new reality. And what I notice is most of us, not in purpose, but because we're tapping into that fear, try to fit. Because it's so much more comfortable to fit, right? In this time where we don't know what we are going to find out there, looking kind of the same as the other, it's a relief, right? Except that it's not. At least not if you want to go somewhere, if you want to move forward. Because right now, everybody sounds the same online. And it's terrible and it's so sad. It's why within the Sunday Storyteller Club, I want to emphasize as much as I can that your story matters. And when I say your story, it's not saying that you need to be authentic, you need to be vulnerable, you need to share about, no, it's not just that, okay? It needs to be done in a certain way, obviously. But the first and foremost step is to understand that it's okay to be on the edge of the mob. it's okay to not be within the maze. Because sure, they are comfortable sounding like everybody else, but this is not what we are after. And for me, this is tremendously important because this is the dangerous times that we're living in. And it's why I decided to create that podcast. So every week, as I said, I will go through a story. I will go through a creator. I will invite people to come and share their story, to see their before and their after. Because this is something that we don't see enough. Obviously, we have books about Jeff Bezos, about all those big names. Sure, it's fantastic. But we don't really go enough at the time where everything changed. The inception of why you became the person you are today, the story. And I always loved stories. I have to tell you that. I grew up alone as a lonely child. I was raised by my grandparents. I was living in a project. So my only friends were friends that I was kind of having in my mind. Obviously, I had friends outside, but as soon as you could not play outside anymore, you had to come inside and dinner time, okay, cool. And then after dinner time, what do? You read a little bit books, and then you invent a world. So I was inventing a world where I was thriving. And I realized the power of a story. The power of the words that you can share, the message that you can come across. And that was obviously fictional at the time. And then I started to understand how that plays out in the real world. How my grandparents, living in a project with very smart minds, were stuck in an environment where someone at some point told them you belonged. So they have been given a fake script, a fake manual of life. This is where you belong. And I was like, that's just a powerful thing because they believe it. And they were pretty smart. My grandmother was a teacher, history teacher. My grandfather, an immigrant from Cameroon, studied law and even passed the bar, and he was a lawyer for a few years, and then after that he had an accident, whatever. But they were smart people, but they believed the stories they have been ended. And the big purpose of this podcast is to, in a way, fake the fake script. Why? It's because I do not believe that we should just receive a script and live by it. Obviously, I love the way society works, and I'm not here to have any kind of conspiracy theory. But I'm just saying that your story, it's what matters. And when you dig inside of you, when you see what's really important for you, it's what will lead you very far. It's what takes you very far. And you need to go tap into that. You need to dig that. And my grandparents stayed stuck the entire life, but I didn't want to do the same mistake. So I told them, look, listen, I don't belong in the project actually. I'm going to move to the United States and I'm going to make movies, just so you know. I was 5 when I said that. And I'm not saying it to brag about it because it has been such a journey and still is. And I'm just saying that I decided to go the other direction, being okay, there is 2 stories here. There is the stories that someone is telling me, and there is my story. Do I want to live like the mob, like everybody else, the masses? Do I want to live like that, be comfortable in that situation? Or do I want to live according to what I really feel inside, what the flame I have inside? And that flame is your story. So this is the Sunday Storyteller Club. I'm super excited. Thank you guys for listening, for watching, wherever you are. Obviously, if you can give me a subscribe, that will help a lot. And the purpose of this podcast will be educational only. I'm going to try to give you as much as I can, as much as I learn, to bring interesting people and together to learn. This is the most important thing in life, right? Learning. So ciao. See you next week. Bye.